Hello, everyone. We're glad to be back on air with our Bitrix24 Fusion Podcast. My name is Alex, and I'm joined today with my colleague,
Vlad. Like Alex said, we are happy to be back. It's been a while, and hopefully we can bring some new, good, and useful information, not just from us, but from our partners as well.
Yeah, last time we were talking with Damien, and we started a new type of podcast that we have. We call it Faces, where we talk with our partners from all over the world. And it was a huge success. It was great. We enjoyed it, and we got a great feedback. So we decided that we need to continue with that and continue this beautiful idea of podcasts. And today we are joined by our partner from Ecuador is Luis Córdova Fernández, a beautiful name and a great guy. He is the CEO of Es24, our new bright star in Latin American market, and he himself is just a fireball of energy, a great dude. So, Luis, how are you doing today, my friend?
Hi, Alex, Vlad, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be with you, sharing all the knowledge and learning too. It is so important that we never stop growing, that we never stop learning, because there is always opportunities. And the entrepreneurs who know how to take advantage of those opportunities are the ones who get the revenues and the credits. So once again, thanks for the invitation, Alex, Vlad. It's a pleasure to be with you for the first time on the Bitrix24 podcast.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk today is not about Bitrix24 itself. We're going to cover, of course, Bitrix24, but we're going to talk about 10 best strategies or 10 best hits, how you can become a better partner and how you can represent themselves, how you can go with social media and stuff like that. A lot of interesting topics about how can you basically become a better partner. And Luis, the first question I want to talk about is personal branding. Of course, you work a lot on your personal brand and you have a lot of ideas how you can maybe differentiate yourself from other partners or maybe other products. So what are your ideas how you can maintain a great personal brand?
Certainly, personal branding is indeed a valuable asset, especially for Bitrix24 partners. Here are some ideas to consider. Building a personal brand can significantly enhance trust, which is crucial because people tend to buy based on trust. When trust is established, the likelihood of making a sale increases. Focusing on personal branding offers several advantages over solely concentrating on corporate branding. Many partners make the mistake of only emphasizing their corporate brand, but personal branding can create a more relatable and trustworthy image. By developing a strong personal brand, you can differentiate yourself in the market, build deeper connections with clients, and enhance your reputation as an expert in your field. This approach can complement your corporate branding efforts and lead to greater success. When you promote yourself solely as a corporate brand, the trust level might be around 33%. However, when a personal brand recommends something, trust can increase significantly, often up to 90%. This highlights the importance of developing a personal brand, especially for Bitrix24 partners. By working on your personal brand, you can build stronger relationships and trust with your audience. Personal recommendations carry more weight because they feel more genuine and relatable. This can lead to a higher level of buying confidence, as people are more likely to trust and act on recommendations from individuals they know or feel connected to, rather than from a faceless corporation. Therefore, it would be beneficial for Bitrix24 partners to focus on developing their personal brand alongside their corporate brand to maximize trust and engagement with potential clients. Starting with a strong personal brand can indeed give you a significant advantage. If you've already built up your personal brand, you might enter a client meeting with over 50% trust. From there, it's much easier to work towards the remaining 30%. needed to reach the 80% trust level that often leads to a sale. This makes the sales process more efficient and effective. Personal branding also plays a crucial role in capturing attention. The phrase pay attention in English highlights the idea that attention is something valuable that must be earned or paid for. To capture and maintain attention, you need to invest in creating a compelling and authentic personal brand that resonates with your audience. This involves consistently sharing valuable insights, engaging with your audience, and demonstrating your expertise and reliability. By doing so, you not only capture attention, but also build a lasting connection with your audience, which can lead to increased trust and ultimately more successful sales. Well, you have to invest in creative ways to capture your customers' attention is crucial. When you successfully gain their attention, it can significantly reduce your marketing costs by focusing on personal branding, publishing content, and hosting events. You create a strong presence that resonates with your audience. This approach not only builds recognition, but also establishes a connection with potential clients. As you've experienced, when clients recognize you from videos or social media, it creates a sense of familiarity and trust. This familiarity can make them more inclined to do business with you as they feel they already know and trust you. It's a powerful strategy that leverages personal branding to enhance your sales efforts. So I'm going to give you some recommendations for building a personal brand. To build a personal brand, it's important to overcome any fear of being on camera. You can do this by taking courses or giving free lectures to practice. Developing communication skills for digital interactions is crucial as we spend more time online. Additionally, using creative methods to capture attention during webinars or masterclasses, like dressing up or using props, can make your presentations more engaging and memorable. This approach helps you connect better with your audience and strengthens your personal brand. When starting out with personal branding, finding a role model or referent can be incredibly helpful. Look for someone whose approach resonates with you, even if they're not in your niche. By observing and emulating their strategies, you can gather ideas and inspiration. As it was said in a book, great artists don't just copy, they steal ideas, which highlights the importance of taking inspiration and making it your own. By practicing and refining these ideas, you'll naturally start developing your unique brand. Over time, this process will help you create a more authentic personal brand that reflects your individuality and strengths. Understanding digital marketing and how algorithms work is crucial. By studying when you get more views and interactions, you can tailor your content for better reach. For instance, you've noticed that shorter Instagram stories tend to perform better. So creating 2 to 3 second stories can increase your reach. It's important to stay updated with these changes as the digital landscape evolves quickly. To summarize the 3 recommendations, first, overcome your fear of cameras to improve your digital presence. Second, find a reference or role model to draw inspiration from and adapt their strategies to your brand. Third, understand and experiment with algorithms to optimize your content's visibility. By following these steps, you can significantly enhance your personal brand.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of great information right there, Luis. The one thing I did hear you say and touch base on a lot was marketing, all right? And there's a couple of different aspects of marketing and a couple of different things you can use. But right now, I think we're seeing a lot of success, and a lot of our partners are seeing a lot of success, is driving content on YouTube, is really developing content on YouTube. Can you really explain to us How does YouTube work for you, and how can you produce the content that really captures your audience and that can make that transition from just not capturing your audience, but actually getting some results on the back end of it in sales and more leads?
Of course it is. Thank you, Vlad. Look, I believe that today we are the largest creators of Spanish content on YouTube in Bitrix24. YouTube indeed offers unique advantages for content creators, especially when it comes to indexing and longevity of content. Unlike platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, where content can quickly lose visibility, YouTube allows your videos to be discovered over time through search and recommendations. This makes YouTube an essential platform for sharing valuable and technical content that might not go viral immediately, but can steadily attract viewers and build an audience. By focusing on optimizing your videos for search and ensuring they are well positioned, you can benefit from YouTube's indexing capabilities and maintain a lasting presence. About it, if you search for Introduction to Bitrix24 in Spanish or Bitrix24 course in Spanish, you'll find us prominently featured. This means that people who are starting to use the tool look for us, find us, and then we engage them through our videos. One of the strategies we use is to direct them to our website or another platform where we can collect their information. This way, we know they were interested in searching for something related to Bitrix24 on YouTube. Once we have their information, we reach out to them to understand their level of familiarity with Bitrix24. We ask if they are just starting or if they already know how to use it, and then we guide them through the process until they become customers. This strategy has significantly contributed to our growth. As a result, we now have a calendar of webinars and masterclasses on various topics that we conduct every month, which gives us a significant advantage. Many times when clients come to us, they say, "Oh, I saw your videos, Luis. Are you the one in the video? Thank you. You helped me solve that problem I had." We love hearing that because it means they are very happy and it makes selling much easier. You've already helped them, so it's like a cycle. First, you help them, they receive your help, and then they feel inclined to pay you back for the assistance you've provided. It's a nice principle of how things have changed. Incorporating humor into your videos is a great strategy. It makes the content more engaging and memorable for your audience. Use humor appropriately, ensuring that the jokes or humorous elements are relevant to the content and resonate with your audience. Be authentic and let your personality shine through, as audiences appreciate genuine interactions, which helps build a connection. Engage with the audience by asking questions or including interactive elements to keep viewers involved. While humor is important, balance it with the information to ensure that the key points and value of the video are not lost. Pay attention to audience feedback to understand what works and what doesn't during TMTT and adjust your approach accordingly. By keeping your videos lighthearted and entertaining, you can differentiate your content and make it more appealing to viewers. Being happy, fun, and energetic is key to creating engaging content. So playing with the tone of voice is also very important. When someone is consuming content, they have distractions like cell phones, TikTok, Facebook, and WhatsApp, so you need to compete for their attention. Varying your tone helps with this. Speaking faster in some parts, slower in others, and using pauses can keep the audience connected and encourage them to consume more of your content. Another thing that sets us apart is that we don't hold anything back. All the content we provide is of the highest value. I see many partners who worry that if they share too much information, clients won't hire them. However, it's actually the opposite. In today's digital world, the approach is to first give DJ share valuable information freely. People consume this content, and those who find value in it are the ones who eventually pay for your services.
Yeah, Luis, when we talk about partnership and selling Bitrix24, usually clients, they do not look for the product itself, but they're looking for the results that they can bring, what benefits they can get from Bitrix24. So could you please elaborate on your approach on selling results and how it helps you create this long-term relationship with the clients?
Claro que sí, es excelente.
Of course, that's an excellent question. Selling results can be quite challenging because, on one hand, everyone wants to achieve results, but few are willing to pay the necessary price to obtain them. In this process, it's important not to sell to just anyone. We don't work with just any customer. We run a selection process, and maybe it's a mistake to focus solely on selling for the sake of selling. Sometimes I notice that many partners are eager to sell just to gain one more customer. However, there are times when we tell clients, I don't think you're ready to implement a CRM yet. When they ask why, we explain the reasons, such as not having the right team or it not being the right time. It's important to be honest with clients and let them know if they're not ready for something. Clients value this honesty, and when you recommend areas for them to work on, they often return when they're ready. The first thing we evaluate when we have a lead is whether what we sell is truly useful to the client. If you're going to sell something that doesn't work for them, it's not difficult to do so, but the issue is that they'll end up resenting you once they realize they bought something that doesn't meet their needs. So first, ensure that what you're offering truly works for them. If you see that it can solve their problems and improve the life of their business, it's crucial to identify that. Secondly, it's important to ensure that the person values what you're offering. You might believe you can help them significantly and have identified their problems and needs, but if you can't communicate the value of your product or service effectively, that's a major issue. It's problematic because even if they need it, it's useless if they're not aware of that need. And how are you going to solve the problems they have? It's crucial that they see the value, and it's up to you as a partner to develop your communication skills to convey that value. You need to know how to communicate effectively, focusing not on features, but on benefits. Many times partners focus on saying it has so many users, but that's not the point. Instead, talk about what problems Bitrix24 can solve for them. That approach helps the person see the value. Additionally, it's important to ensure they have a budget. For every customer we engage with, we evaluate three things. First, if what we sell is useful to them. Second, if they see the value. And third, if they have a budget. If a customer meets these three conditions, finding what we sell useful, seeing value in it, and having a budget, DJ, they're considered a top-tier customer for us. For example, if a customer benefits from what we sell and sees its value but lacks a budget, they might be categorized slightly lower. Similarly, if they need what we sell and see its value but don't have a budget, they might be rated as a customer 8. We categorize our customers this way to determine whether we can deliver results. The first step is to evaluate the customer thoroughly and analyze their needs. The second step is to set a clear goal you want to achieve. Once you've identified the problems, always establish a target. Be cautious of partners who might not set a clear target when discussing with the customer. Otherwise, leaving objectives too open can lead to issues. It's important to clearly define the objective to be achieved so you can determine if it's met. For instance, if a client wants to track their funnels through WhatsApp, you should establish that as a specific goal. Often, sales are made without specifying objectives. which can lead to problems because you won't know if you've met the client's expectations, and ultimately your service may be affected. The third crucial step after identifying their needs and setting the objective is to confirm that the client has the necessary resources, such as the right team or time availability, to implement the solution. To achieve the planned objective, it's crucial to ensure the client has the necessary resources and structure. I remember a case with a client who urgently needed to implement a CRM in their company. When we reviewed the company, I pointed out that they had 20 sales but no sales manager. The client admitted, yes, that's true. I don't have one because I am the sales manager and also act as a sales manager. I explained that as the owner, they couldn't manage all the clients themselves. They mentioned having someone, but it turned out to be a problem because they assigned the external advertising agency to lead the implementation process of Bitrix24. I advised them against it, emphasizing the need for the right internal team despite the urgency. And as expected, the originally proposed results were not achieved because the client didn't have their own team to handle it. It's crucial to confirm that they have the necessary team and are committed to using it. Imagine entrusting an external person with an internal project as vital as the CRM, which is essentially the soul of a company. Once everything is aligned, it's important to give 110% to the client. Some clients may need less support, while others may require more. But it's essential to commit to the client's success. Some clients might demand more of your time and may not even be profitable initially, but if you're dedicated to helping them, you'll be able to provide valuable assistance. Another important aspect is coaching them, providing feedback, and checking in on their progress. Ask them how they're doing and if they're following through on their tasks. Suddenly, problems may arise, and it's important to provide options to help address them. Many issues often stem from leadership, organization, discipline, and rigor within the company. Coaching is crucial because once the project is implemented, you're there to support them with these small details and help identify the real problems. If you don't detect these issues, they might blame the platform, saying it doesn't work. However, the real problem might be a lack of a disciplined team or inadequate client follow-up. Paying attention to these details is essential, and maintaining a permanent follow-up is very important. Stay in touch with the client, be available to address any questions, and keep that connection strong. This not only strengthens the business relationship, but can also lead to long-lasting relationships, sometimes even friendships with clients.
Yes, thank you for that, Luis. And just kind of a follow-up with that, while we are on the topic of clients, regarding client relationships, right? What do you consider the key elements when you are nurturing these clients? What steps are you taking to ensure that, these clients aren't just, coming in, stopping by, but are getting to that selling result? So what would you say in your own words? How are you nurturing the key elements for your key clients?
Bien, eso es algo muy bonito, ¿no? Y sobre todo en Latinoamérica.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful aspect, isn't it? In Latin America, we are very emotional, while people in other cultures might be more pragmatic and less focused on emotion. We Latinos love emotion and making friends. From a digital point of view, I look to build relationships. So, how do I start? When I have the opportunity, I visit clients in various Latin American countries. I travel a lot, and for instance, I'm going to Argentina, Peru, and Chile soon. I reach out to my clients there and say, hey, I'm in Chile, Peru, or Colombia. Let's meet up. I'd love to see your offices. I invite them to eat, We chat, and it's a wonderful experience. Even though there are partners much bigger than us, we have clients who wouldn't leave us even if they get cheaper consulting elsewhere. Why? Because we have built strong friendships with them. Sometimes we send gifts to our clients in other countries or do more than just send a simple message on their birthdays. Connecting with clients on their personal social networks is very effective for us. It allows us to make friends and let them see us in their social circles, keeping us always present and able to interact. This helps take the commercial relationship to a more personal level. The CRM is meant for managing customer relationships, and it's important to extend those relationships beyond just business. Interacting with their stories and engaging in conversations is key. For example, if a client posts a photo with their family, liking it and commenting on how beautiful their family is can strengthen the bond. These interactions help build relationships not only with clients, but also with friends.
Cosas así ayudan muchísimo también a que hayan relaciones, ya no solo de clientes, sino de amigos.
Yeah, that's a great point, Luis. I want to ask you about another part of the partnership that we have with our clients. It's the support and assistance. Because if you provide great support, it really strengthens the ties with the client. It creates a great reputation and just a great relationship with the client. So how do you structure your support system so the client feel valued? And what impact does it has on your partnerships?
Okay, Alex, thank you. Look, we're probably the partners. I'm not sure, but we're probably the partners that charge the most expensive consulting hour in the whole world. We charge $250 per consulting hour. And why do we do that? Because good support, good assistance, and good accompaniment cost a lot. For example, I strongly disagree with partners who offer free consulting. You know what happens? I say they're some of our best sellers because they can't provide. They might sell the first time, but they may not be able to deliver good service. And then those clients come to us. We charge for the consultancy, solve all their problems, and they end up loving us. So it's very important. I prefer to sell to fewer clients, charge well, and provide good service because I prefer quality over quantity. Getting paid well allows you to deliver good service and maintain a long-term relationship. Moreover, it enables you to offer a warranty while charging appropriately. So if we focus on that, it can be a very nice thing to strengthen relationships and take them to another level. Keep in mind that the customer who leaves because of price comes back for service, but the customer who leaves because of service does not come back, even if you offer the product as a gift or lower the price significantly. So it is very important. Quality is expensive. And I think all partners need to strive and work hard to improve the quality we provide to our customers, to be excellent and to charge well for that. To provide good service, we have to charge well, and it is a mental game that we have to play. We have to work on it so that things work out excellently for us.
Now, our next question is going to be something that a lot of our partners kind of ask about and they wonder about, and that's kind of, how do you stand out as a partner, right? How can you differentiate yourself from all these other partners that we have, and how can you stand out to really make yourself feel seen? Now, Luis, what do you do to make yourself stand out in your market, and what steps are you taking to differentiate yourself from the competition?
Excellent. Look, we're in a world where there is an oversupply of information. And when there is an oversupply of information, what is in short supply is attention. So we as a company are constantly looking for strategies that help us differentiate ourselves. Keep in mind, there was a study conducted in the United States, which said that in the year 1971, a person in the United States saw on average 500 ads or brands in a day. In the year 2000, they did the study again and found out that we see 5,000 ads in a day. So What does this mean? That we are bombarded with advertisements everywhere. So how do we use this? We, for example, realize that if our clients are business owners, we need to make noise and find attractive ways to capture their attention. Business always likes business, right? So, if you go to my social networks like Luis Córdova F on Instagram, you'll see that we post ideas, I publish them, and give away that information. And I see how all the clients interact with them. They like the ideas, comment on them, and say, I like them. This helps us stay present and capture their attention. And I do have a team that helps me with the research. I can't dedicate a lot of time to that recording, which is why we already do them with artificial intelligence. All that content is created with artificial intelligence and helps us maintain that connection. Another thing that helps us is that I travel a lot. I practically go around all the main countries in Latin America every year and meet with clients. I get to know their offices. And it is very nice because when you become friends with them, they send me to the airport with their drivers, invite me to lunch, and invite me to their homes. It is something reciprocal because I tell them, hey, come and see my country. Come to Ecuador. Let's coordinate. I love you. I want to give you a tour of Ecuador. It is very nice because, let's see, maybe they can compete with me on price. Maybe they can compete with me in other areas, or even in knowing more about the industry. But in the relationship we have with our clients, I believe no one beats us. And it's something very nice because we are working on it permanently. They are friends. And how nice it is to have many friends, cool people, businessmen, people who are building the world to make it a better place. Your circle is that. I was just talking to my wife, right? And I told her, look, my love, look at my cell phone. And from the last 10 chats on WhatsApp that are not work-related, they are mega businessmen. I mean, hey, look, this owner of a tremendous company is here, another company there. And I was saying how nice it is to have created that ecosystem to differentiate us, right? So when I travel, I always love to meet with them, to talk, to understand them, and to know the local realities. And as far as I know, what is happening in the countries, for example. Now, Bolivia, for example, is going through a situation where there is a very strong devaluation of the currency. And I discuss these issues with them. I learn from them. And I also help them from my point of view. That generates very powerful relationships. Another important issue is, for example, always being present at important events. Not long ago, about 2 years ago, we started to have a presence in important events. So the most important events that have been held in Ecuador on digital marketing and sales, we are present. Now, for example, we are planning to organize our own events to have much more power and consistency with all the clients. Something that works very well for us and isn't so complicated is to do digital events. We already have an agenda. We do more than 24 digital events in the year. So we have an agenda for the year, and we are working with new themes for our clients. In other words, there is a lot of work to be done, but, well, this work also pays off, which is the important thing.
Yeah, Luis, when we talked about your clients previously, you mentioned that it's really important to create a sense of pride. So the client would be really proud to work with you and see that you can lead them to the results they want to achieve. Could you share examples how you make your clients proud to work with you?
Bueno, estando en los eventos más importantes.
Well, being at the most important events, for example, we recently had Social Media Day in Ecuador with 1,000 people, and we had a beautiful conference. People were very happy to congratulate us. We invited our main clients in the city saying, hey, we are going to be at the event. Join us. It will be useful for sales and marketing. Those little details make a difference. They love it. And another thing that helps us a lot to connect and make them proud of us is that we work and strive hard to be consistent, which I think is one of the most difficult things, right? Because Well, first of all, if you say that Bitrix24 is the wonder, you use it so much in your company, right? So it helps us a lot that we have several business units and we use Bitrix24 in all of them. We show them how we use it in our company and how it helps us organize ourselves. They really appreciate that coherence, not just talking to them from a managerial point of view, but from a directive perspective, not only from a technical standpoint. They see how we solve problems in our companies, and they want that solution too. They feel proud to work with a company that is already solving some problems in the world. They also want to be part of those solutions, and they feel proud and are always present with us because we interact. For example, everyone wants to be friends with an influencer. I'm not saying we are influencers yet, but we generate pride. People want to be friends with us because they see we have 20,000 followers on TikTok, 20,000 on Instagram, and 30,000 on Facebook. People look for that. They want to say, how cool, this guy must have something good, and I want to be friends with him. They feel proud of the quality of the content, which is why it's also very important. If you look at the networks, I share a lot of personal topics. I comment on many personal things, sharing information about my family, my travels, and my business, and people always like it. It connects them a lot to these personal topics as well.
Yes, thank you for that, Luis. Now, we all understand that Bitrix24 is not a simple product, I should say, especially for new clients and new people who are really getting introduced to Bitrix24. Now, how do you present Bitrix24 in a very simple way to your clients and in a way that they don't get scared from the complicity of it, but they actually feel more comfortable and they understand what they need to do in order to move their business forward?
Great. Vlad, let's see. I think that skill is learned with experience. It helps me a lot that I'm not a computer scientist, nor a developer, nor a programmer. I am an entrepreneur, a businessman, a salesman like them. So, speaking the same language from a business point of view, understanding their pains and problems, which I experience every day, and finding solutions to teach them in an easy and practical way. How have we solved those problems, and how can we solve them in their company? That is what helps us simplify these things. In that way, they also feel much more confident, because it's not the same as talking to them technically. I prefer to simplify it and say, look, it's not as easy as it seems. Now, we recently did a webinar, for example, on how to do Bitrix24 integrations with other platforms. I have never in my life done an integration between other platforms directly, but I found a practical way. And the webinar turned out very nice to explain how the integrations work. And it's available on YouTube. The simplicity with which we presented it makes people feel very comfortable and happy to work with us.
Yeah, Luis, next topic I want to ask you about is very interesting. It was mentioned by many of our partners, especially the new ones, is working with cold clients. Because turning a cold client into your long-term client is a very stressful and hard process for many partners. Could you share your techniques, how you engage your client and create those relationships?
Bueno, pareciera muy complicado.
Well, it may seem very complicated, but I'm going to tell you how we do it. We like to communicate things ourselves as part of our strategy. A very important milestone is to get them to follow us on Instagram. So, as soon as we have a potential customer, the first thing we aim for is to connect with them on Instagram, not to sell to them, but to let them get to know us. Why? Because imagine me posting a story, and that story is being followed by all the customers we are working with and those we have. So by consistently being there, having a presence that is constantly making noise, generating that closeness with them, they don't see us as distant. Instead, they think, oh, this is the guy who is traveling, the guy who talks about being part of the strategy. Once we get them to follow us, we generate a lot of authority with them. How? By letting them see our lifestyle, the countries we travel to, the authority with which we speak, and even my family. All of that helps a lot. And I share not just when I am starting a new business, but how I am doing it and setting it up. That connects a lot because everyone wants to understand that. And I think it's practically like a love relationship, like when you start flirting with a girl or a guy, right? First, you start following them, then you start liking their posts, then you start chatting, and eventually you end up going out and inviting them to lunch. It's the same thing, but on a business level. It's like we have many love relationships with clients. And in the end, it's about having this bond of trust, transparency, friendship, and affection. People perceive when it is authentic, and it makes relationships work in the long term.
Y hace que las relaciones funcionen a largo plazo.
Yes, Luis. Now, as far as we're seeing a lot of good success stories and testimonials from a lot of our partners and the people they work with. Now, how do you gather this information, and how do you use these success stories to further prolong how you work with these clients, and how do you gather this information in the first place?
Bueno, mira, no es muy fácil.
Well, look,
Como pareciera, porque
it's not as easy as it
el
might
hecho de que
seem
muchas veces sean
because entrepreneurs
empresarios,
often have
solamente son de ego
a
alto,
high
que no
ego
quieren estarse exponiendo,
and may not want to be exposed to cameras
cámaras, o que
or
de repente la
let the
competencia vea que
competition
realmente
see
están
what
usando.
tools they
Pero,
are using.
eh,
However, it works
nosotros
well
estamos
for us to
funcionando
offer
y
some
darle
extra
algún
incentives,
incentivo extra,
like an
por
additional
ejemplo,
hour
una
of
hora de
consulting
consultoría adicional,
or
invitarlos a
inviting them to
comer,
lunch.
eh,
Above all,
y bueno,
it's important
sobre todo ser muy
to be
coherentes, ¿no? Todo lo que
consistent
le ofreciste,
and
lo
ensure that
hiciste,
everything you
con
promised
mucho gusto te van a
has been
testimonial.
fulfilled. They will gladly give you the testimonial. In digital marketing, it's called social validation, and it helps build trust when you have these testimonials. It helps a lot if they see that others use your product or service and are happy with it. Keep in mind that not every testimonial will be perfect. Sometimes, you might need to gather 10 testimonials, and only 2 will be useful because others might not communicate well, be nervous, or seem reluctant to give a testimonial. But aim to get 10, and from there, you'll likely have 2 or 3 that you can use effectively.
Utilízalos esos.
Yeah, Luis, even though we could speak with you for hours and days and still have some topics to talk about, it's time to ask you a final question for today. So, reflecting on our discussion today, what would you say are the most critical takeaways for someone listening to us right now? And are there any final thoughts and advices you would give to our new partners and all our partners all over the globe?
Well, I think it's important to focus first on love. I always say that love is something very beautiful, along with service. There's a phrase I liked when I started, which I first understood and then gradually applied. Help thousands, and you will earn thousands. Help millions, and you will earn millions. I think being a Bitrix24 partner is a challenge where we must question every day how we can help more and better. When our true focus is not money, but genuinely doing things with love and making a positive impact on people, truly helping, the money comes naturally, the clients are happy, and everything falls into place. That's the beauty of always having this focus on love and service. And then the results follow.
Yeah. Guys, it was a pleasure. Luis, thank you so much for your time. There was a lot of information and a lot of energy. Luis, that's why you are the star of Latin American market, and it was just a blessing for us to talk to you this time.
Yes, thank you, Luis. And I hope this has been some great, valuable information that the rest of our partners can take in and they can use, and they can, of course, grow their sales and success.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episodes.
See you guys.